the Bob Mills Weather Center, meteorologist Stephen Nehrenz.
As the hot weather continues, of course, folks looking for indoor activities over the next several days. This is Saturday, so we're still a few days out, but just a heads up and a reminder, I want you to come on by Bob Mills at 71st and Garnett. Saturday, 10 a.m. to noon, our whole weather team is going to be out there. Our storm tracker is going to be out there as well. You can come by and say hi and get inside the nice, cool air conditioning. So that'll be coming up on Saturday. We'd love to see you. Now, if you're going to be outside today, yeah, you know the drill. Hot, humid, breezy weather continues. Looking from gathering place, kind of zoom down some of the trees there over by the boathouse. You can see them swaying around quite a bit. Winds have been relatively gusty. Here's the latest update. These are the readings from the airport going for Tulsa here. 92, heat index 95, south wind gusting to 30 miles per hour. Dew points in the upper 60s, so obviously that humidity continues to stick around, quite literally. Look at visible satellite. We've had some high clouds rolling through, none of which is really going to slow down the temperatures. Now, the one little wild card, and this is minor, you know, we just look for any subtle differences at this point, this time of the year. See this cloud deck that's been rolling out of south central and southeastern Kansas. As that pushes into Osage County, Washington County, our southeast Kansas counties, this may slow down the temperature trend a little bit. Around, say, Pawhuska, Decopan, Bartlesville, Coffeyville, by the mid-afternoon hours, your temperatures very well may level off under that cloud deck. It's thick enough that it'll slow down the temperature trend. Enjoy that. I mean, it's still going to be hot, but you'll be a few degrees lower than everyone else because the rest of us, though, are generally going to continue with mostly sunny conditions. There have been a few little sprinkles and brief showers out of that cloud deck as well in Wichita, near Wichita and in the north central Oklahoma that have mostly faded away. Look north of Sedan and Independence, just a sprinkle or two, and this is very, very minimal. And I just point that out for Chautauqua, Labette, Montgomery counties. You could see a brief sprinkle or two this afternoon. This is actually out ahead of a front. There is a cold front dropping into Kansas. Before you get too excited, it's not going to make it here. It's about to stall out to our north, but that's what's helping kind of trigger some of these storms across Missouri. Actually, a couple strong to severe storms in Missouri. And that's generally where any stronger activity is going to stay, but it's not totally out of the question. Again, our southeast Kansas counties, the extreme northeast corner of Oklahoma, could have a very brief shower pop up later this afternoon and maybe very, very briefly cool one or two folks off. Otherwise, highs back in the upper 90s near 100. Once again, northern Osage, northern Washington County, southeast Kansas, those numbers may come down a degree or two. You're still going to be hot, but maybe a little lower than the rest of us. Tulsa, we hit 101 yesterday. We're going to make a run at 100 today if those thicker clouds don't make it here. If the thicker clouds do make it to Tulsa, well, then we may be about like 97 and 98 instead. So, you know, woohoo. We'll take any little break we can get. Heat index values yesterday got up to about 110 in quite a few spots, and we'll be back in that range again today. So that's what's triggering that heat advisory. Tulsa Drillers back at home this evening, and it will be another hot one if you're going to be out of One Oak Field. 98 still at 7 o'clock, low 90s by the 9 o'clock hour. So once again, the next few days are really going to follow that similar trend where we'll have some pockets of clouds intermittently, but generally not a whole lot to slow down the temperature trend all that much. Tomorrow morning, upper 70s, near 80. Once again, some morning clouds, and once again in our northern counties, there could be a sprinkle or two. And by the time we hit Thursday afternoon, we're back in the upper 90s near 100 in any sunnier locations. Heat index 105 or above. And yeah, I think you know where the 7 days going. If you haven't been seeing it over the last couple of days and haven't seen where the trends are going, well, those trends haven't changed so far. Warm mornings, still hanging on to some humidity, and heat index values 105 or above, highs 100 or above. Looking pretty likely the next several days. Some pretty breezy conditions through the end of the week as well. Winds come down a little bit over the weekend, but again, we're looking for any signs of relief. We're not seeing it over the next 7 days.